Hi, I'm Boogie, and this is Perla. Come around the world with us, exploring hidden gems to iconic landmarks. Our bags are always packed. Attending the Carnival in Rio has been on our bucket list for a long time, and we decided in 2024 was the year we were going to make it happen. We flew out of Terminal C at Orlando International Airport with Azul Airlines. We had business class cabins and got settled in for the 13-hour trip from Orlando, connecting in Sao Paulo to our final destination, Rio de Janeiro. Kudos to the amazing crew at Azul Airlines for making this long trip very easy. Each seat on this Airbus A330neo comes with an amenity kit, noise-canceling headphones, 16-inch retractable screen, and a 79-inch lay flatbread. Dinner was served about an hour after takeoff, and being an overnight flight, they kept the cabin dark to make it easy to get some sleep. We stayed at the JW Marriott on Copacabana Beach. Normal pricing for this hotel is about $300 to $400 per night, but during Carnival, you can expect to pay 2 or 3 times that. It is in a great location, and in the mornings they have a nice breakfast buffet with just about anything you'd want to eat. Our favorite thing about the hotel is the location. It is directly across the street from Copacabana Beach, and they have a private area just for their guests. Just look for the white umbrellas and beach attendants. More on Copacabana Beach later on this video. Our room wasn't quite ready yet, and we were starving, so the concierge recommended a local spot called Deck Restaurant. It's a buffet-style restaurant with lots of vegan and dairy-free options. We recommend the coconut cake. Before we headed over to pick up our Carnival Parade tickets, we wanted to stop by the most famous hotel in Rio, the Copacabana Palace. Designed by French architect Joseph Gere, the palace opened its doors in 1923 and has attracted the rich and famous as their guests for decades. Everyone from Princess Diana to Justin Bieber have stayed here to enjoy their high-end boutiques, Michelin-star restaurants, and a host of other exclusive amenities. Also, the first Saturday of the Carnival every year, the Copacabana Palace hosts a glamorous magic ball. You can party until 5 a.m. and rub shoulders with celebrities from around the world. Tickets for this event starts at around $700 per person. So if you're planning to watch the Carnival Parade at the Sambadrome, this part of the video is very important. You will need to wait in line before the parade at an off-site location to get physical tickets. The whole thing took over an hour. They also make you take a picture holding your ID to prove that you actually picked up your tickets. Later on, we wanted to check out the nightlife on Copacabana Beach. We found a restaurant called Praia Skol that was playing live music. The cover charge to get in was $5. Most meals were between $8 and $15. We got a mixed platter that was delicious. Now, one thing about Brazilians is they know how to party, have a good time, and they love to dance. Coincidentally, so does Perla. The vibes were amazing. Everyone danced with everyone. The band was on fire, and we had a great time. We definitely recommend Praia Skol for a night out in Copacabana. We partied on the beach until 2 a.m. The next morning, we went to Copacabana Beach. A neat feature that we saw were hoses sprinkling water onto the sand so your feet don't get burned on the way to the water. The JW has a designated area on the beach just for guests. And if you guys make it here, ask for James. He was the best. Perla was learning Portuguese before our trip, and he was kind enough to practice with her. There are ladies that walk around and offer massages, $15 or 30 minutes. The weather was in the 90s just about every day we were here. It was a little bit windy and the waves were rough. Perla did not see that one coming. Every day during the Carnival, Copacabana Beach is packed, and music is always playing. Pop-up summer parties like this one happen often. Just one of the reasons why it is one of the most famous beaches in the world. The beach isn't the only place to party during the day in Rio. During Carnival, they have Blocos, or block parties. Some are organized and start at a certain time, and some just kind of happen. We went to a Mediterranean restaurant called Stamble, delicious by the way, and a crowd just started to form outside. All they really need is some good music and people that want to dance and have fun. We also stopped by a larger, more organized Bloco in Ipanema Beach. This one had well over 100,000 people. Now it's time for the actual Carnival. We hired a private car to take us to and from the Sambadrome, which is where the parade is held. You can also go by taxi or Uber, which is safe in Rio. The lines outside are long, but they move fast. We felt safe as security was everywhere. We bought tickets for the first Sunday night. These are the special groups where the top schools perform. And yes, this is a competition. The dancers train all year trying to impress the judges and entertain the fans. The The floats were amazing and each one told its own story. This one depicted the deforestation of Brazil, while others told stories of the indigenous people. You can feel the excitement throughout the Sambadrome. People are cheering and dancing in the stands, rooting for their favorite schools, and their energy is contagious. Something I wish they had were food and beverage vendors walking in the stands. To get something to eat or drink is a little bit of a process. We were in a section called allocated chairs, and you have to go out behind the stands, wait in one line to place your order, and they give you a ticket to get into another line to pick up your food, and it's not very organized. The lines are more like clusters of people. Overall, we love the show. We sent a WhatsApp message to our driver and he picked us up right out front and took us back to our hotel. Today was one of the highlights of our Rio trip, seeing the Christ the Redeemer monument. You can see it one of two ways, by land via train or car, or by air. We went with option 2. We found Azul experience on Instagram and booked it via TripAdvisor. For a 2-person trip, it's about $200 each, but the helicopter tour requires you to have groups of 3 or 4. If you want the helicopter to yourself, you can buy a third seat for $140. That's what we did. The flight there was beautiful. We made a quick pit stop on Sugarloaf Mountain for fuel, then we were off to the Redeemer. This is the symbol of Brazil. When they film movies here and show you the Redeemer, you instantly know the location. Seeing this in person is emotionally captivating. The statue itself faces east as the sun rises, and the arms extend north and south. Standing 98 feet tall, it is the world's largest Art Deco statue. We can't recommend this experience enough. This tour lasted about 45 minutes, including the quick pit stop on the mountain. When we landed, it took us a few minutes to take in what we had just seen. Big thanks again to Azul Experience. Next stop, Escadaria Selaron, locally known as the Lapa Steps. The Escadaria Selaron was named after the creator, Jorge Selaron, a Chilean painter and sculptor. He used to live in this neighborhood and started to renovate the rundown steps in front of his house. Let's just say he got carried away and redid all 215 steps with ceramic tiles, primarily in blue and green, representing the colors of Brazil. One thing to know, that's a little bit tough to get a good photo at the bottom of the stairs, and the lines form for a chance to get that perfect picture for the gram. About halfway up the stairs, the locals that live there serve cold drinks out of their house. All fresh ingredients, squeezed and made right in front of you. Honestly, it was the most refreshing drink I had the entire time in Rio. The further up the steps you go, the easier it is to get a better picture. We needed a break before we went back down, so we found a cool spot in the shade. The last stop of the trip was Sugarloaf Mountain. For this experience, we recommend getting the Fast Pass from TripAdvisor. During peak times, this can save you an hour or 2 of waiting in line. We were also escorted to a lounge area that had refreshments. To get up to Sugarloaf Mountain, a cable car takes you 1,283 feet above sea level. The gift that Sugarloaf Mountain gives you is a glorious view of Rio. There are plenty of spots for photo ops, and to the west you can see the Christ the Redeemer statue. At the very top you can shop for souvenirs, get coffee, and grab a bite to eat. We ate at Embaixada Carioca. We ordered fried empanadas and picadinho carioca, which is a filet mignon, egg, rice, and fried banana. After 6 days in Rio, it was time to head home. We flew Latam Airlines business class for the 16-hour trip back to Orlando. Please like and subscribe to follow us to our next destination. Our bags are always packed.